I think it's time to go for the main quest in Lovis Tower. I was putting it off because I wanted to get both of the summons, like my creature and the summoned creature from the spells, because I really don't want to deal with those large groups of skeletons and black ring soldiers without both of my creatures, because my character is pretty weak in direct fighting, direct confrontation.
Go get him, boy! Not yet. No more magic for me, I'm afraid. I'm running low on mana. Go get him, boy! Victory is mine. Ha 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 ha! Another one to add to the collection.
This amulet is used for the quest later on in the valley.
Shiny.
Well done. We are here. Lord Lovis is close by.
You'll need this spell to get to Lord Lovis.
Shiny.
The scroll bears a spell in an alphabet you can read, but its meaning remains nonsensical to you. I wonder what that did.
You have come here, living flesh, to seek audience with Lord Lovis? Then prove you have the knowledge required to meet him.
That's where the Lovis law knowledge will come into play.
To whom was Lord Lovis born? Very good. Who does Lord Lovis serve? Very good. What was Lord Lovis's greatest victory? Very good. Who was the fiend that set in motion Lord Lovis's downfall? Very good. What was Broken Valley called when Lord Lovis still ruled supreme? Very good. And that completes this test of knowledge. Your wisdom is exemplary. You may address my master and wear the pendant with which his house is symbolized.
Another one to
What
add to
have
the
we
collection.
here? A mortal wandered into my tower. By accident, I'm sure.
Long info dump warning, because now he will talk a lot. He will basically give all the information, background information for the main quest. Well, if you don't like reading and listening, I suggest you skip ahead.
My thoughts are my own, if you don't mind. But it's nice to see the art of mind reading is still popular among the educated few. You'll find the chest next to my throne unlocked. Consider it a little reward for the amusement you bring. Do you now? And why is that? So you have come to rob me. You are quite brazen, young human. Too much so, perhaps, ignorant as you are of your present interlocutor. A fellow Dragon Knight sent a champion. An interesting turn of events, though not unexpected. Was she now? And how is it I may help you? Necessarily is the word you were looking for, I think. As luck would have it, I know what Talana wants to do. And though I applaud her intent, I am apprehensive of her immediate goal, the Hall of Echoes. Therein dwells the soul of his one great desire, Egerna. He and she are soul-forged, one in spirit and being. When death dawns on either of them, it takes them both. But Damien cast the spell when his beloved had, but moments before, suffered bloody execution. This reversed the nature of the spell. Now, should Egerna be brought back to life, it is Damien who will die. That was Talana's quest. Now it is yours. When Damien grew up under the tutelage of the Divine, he was unaware of the fact that he was the incarnation of the great evil destroyed by his foster father. But the Black Ring knew, and sent a young witch to awaken his dormant powers. This she did, and they even fell in love. All went well for the pair until Egerna was found out and beheaded by the Divine. Damien, who had in the meantime, in the strictest of secrecy, become a great wizard, soul-forged himself with his beloved as she felt the blade. It was then that the first demon war was waged and won by the Divine and his army of paladins. The second Damien's scourge, the Great War, fared less advantageously, as you are well aware. It ended in no more than a bitter stalemate. The winner has yet to be decided. No, you call us betrayers, but it is we who were betrayed. Damien corrupted the mind of a fellow knight and made him stab your godlike champion in the back. He did what he set out to do. The Divine is dead. His demonic army suffered great losses, yes, but away from human eyes. He is rebuilding his forces. How well he planned his devious game. Egerna was revenged. And while he knew it would take decades to regain his strength, the Damned One made sure mankind had another enemy to fight. Which was exactly what the Slayers did. They eradicated the old race, paying no heed to the slumbering threat that is Damien. I cannot say, though I know my former master, Maxos, the Dragon Mage, once found it. As always, he wrote down all the research he did. This book must still be in his temple, not far from here. No one has been there for a very long time, but I possess a key. It is now yours. Finding the Hall of Echoes will be a long and tough journey, but should you succeed, our old enemy will be destroyed. Go to the temple, find the book, and while you are there, maybe you can take care of some small matter for me. My salvation. I do not dwell here, a mockery of both life and death by my own will or wish. No, my friend. I failed Maxos, and this is my punishment. I was tasked to guard these lands against demonic incursions. But as time passed and my might rose, I grew callous and decadent. Vigilance traded places with indulgence, duty with sloth. When the demon lord Baal came, and with him his armies, the valley was overrun. This is why I was punished. Thank you for your understanding. I have often thought the same. Nevertheless, I have sought redemption, but received none. Too long, champion, have I been rotting without decay. Maxos ripped my soul from my body and imprisoned it in a soul stone in his temple, close by, yet an infinity away. Go to the temple and bring me back my soul. It is in the possession of my old rival, Amdusias. Destroy him and return. I assure you your reward will be substantial. A long time ago, he and I were chosen by Maxos to become Dragon Knights. But one day, when we were young men, not a day over 17, and as brazen as all youths are, we tried to utter spells too potent for our still novice-like capabilities. A hurricane of flame ripped through a small city, killing hundreds. In awe, we stared at the beauty that is Apocalypse, until our tutor arrived upon the scene. Enraged, he vowed he would teach us the constraint and responsibility that come with the ways of the wizard. To make sure we'd listen, he said only one of us would become a Dragon Knight. Ever since that moment, Amdusias and I became bitter rivals in the race for dragonhood. A race I ultimately won. Amdusias remained an acolyte in the Maxos temple, where he now, with boundless glee, holds my soul in his possession. What do they say? That you were a slayer once? Only when the blood of the dragon flows through your veins like 1,000 fires of might and lore are you truly born. What came before matters not. It was of no consequence or validity whatsoever. Only the raw dragon power that is locked in Maxos Dragonstone may unleash your slumbering dragon potential. That it is in the battle tower, and in the battle tower is Lycan. He is the necromancer, probably the vilest living creature in Rivellon, sicker even than the Damned One, and second only in power to Damien. Death, pain, mutilation, and horrible resurrection are his life, and very much his lust. To become a dragon, you will have to destroy him. A deed many have dreamed of, but none have ever dared to execute. Yes, I have, and have grown more knowledgeable and more bitter in all those many years. Most have forgotten me, but I have not forgotten Rivellon. With great fury I watched Damien destroy her as I stood helplessly by. It is good to know that at last another strives to spell his doom and at the same time redeem the name of dragons. He was a wizard of such vast knowledge he became respected by dragons. They taught him things no human had ever heard of. And when he built his battle tower, a giant spire filled with magic, they gave him the ultimate ability. Like themselves, he could turn ordinary beings into dragon knights, which made him the most powerful creature in Riverlon, save for those of the ancient race. He could have conquered and enslaved this world if he wished, or turned it into a paradise. But that kind of power and dominance, be it for good or evil, did not interest him in the slightest. Only knowledge counted for him while his dragon knights ruled Riverlon. Knights such as Orobas, Talana, and myself. Until one day he disappeared under circumstances unknown and was never heard of again. This was almost a millennium ago. Ever since then his battle tower stood empty, until Lycan broke its magic seal and used the citadel as a laboratory to conduct his dark experiments. The dragons are the old ones, the dragon knights their most powerful servants. They are humans, chosen by dragons when quite young and imbued with dragon magic. They are more powerful and intelligent than normal humans, even live much longer. Their most amazing gift is the mastery of the dragon form. In the guise of our dragon masters, we, their knights, are kings among men, rulers with powers unmatched. When the true dragons showed themselves less and less over the centuries, the common folk made no distinction between the two anymore. Now some don't even realize there is a difference, an enormous difference. As you wish, Dragon Knight.
Another one to add to the collection?
Now the main quest leads to Maxus Temple, and it's actually not far away from this tower. It's here. When I first played this game, I actually missed pretty much the half of the Broken Valley, because once you get from this tower to Maxus Temple, and you beat the Maxus Temple, you'll get into a new area, and after that new area there's an event that renders pretty much all of the Broken Valley unplayable anymore. You cannot visit anymore, at least in this form as it is now. So it's actually not a good idea to start to do just the main quest, because you will miss a lot of the content in the Broken Valley here. And there's still a huge amount of things left here in this valley. I pretty much explored just half of it, I think, maybe even a bit less.